In this short tutorial, we're going to demonstrate how to use DocuTools 7 to build a structured document. To begin, we're going to launch DocuTools 7 from the desktop. The DocuTools starter will display, giving me a choice between document skins and templates that I've stored in my computer. We'll cover methods for creating and managing these skins in other tutorials, but for now we'll just use the default DocuTools skin shown here and click OK. You'll see that the DocuTools ribbon and task pane are both displayed. The ribbon contains a variety of functions for quickly inserting headings, tables, lists, and other objects. The task pane area, which we'll cover in more detail in other tutorials, will allow you to access, save, and manage different collections of reusable parts and images across your documents and projects. We're going to begin by building a basic procedure topic. And to do that, the first thing we'll do is insert a new topic, and we do that by going to the Information Units group and selecting Topic from the ribbon. You'll notice before I do that we have other options, other heading levels. Heading 1, which is a chapter or module title. Heading 2, which is a section or lesson title. Topic, which is the real building block of structured authoring, and then we get to subtopic and microtopic underneath that. So we'll go ahead and insert topic. And you'll see that upon doing that, we immediately have our typeface set for us, and we have a separator line and a container for the following subtopic. But we'll go ahead and begin typing our topic title. And you'll see before we go any further that over here in the Styles pane, Heading 3 Topic Title is highlighted. It's good practice, especially when you're getting started, to have the Styles pane showing while you're authoring so that you can see and manipulate the style sheet as you need to as you're authoring. I'm then going to put my cursor inside this space, which is the subtopic label. I'm going to tab over, and perhaps we have a list, a before you begin list. And at this point, I would go to my lists, and we have bullet, numbered, and then indenting functions, just the way that Word works. Okay. And this is also a good place to perhaps put in an example of our notes and alerts. Notes and alerts are supplemental information that speak for themselves. Different kinds of extra information that might be helpful. Code, information, note, reference, and so on. Right now, maybe we'll insert a warning. And you'll see that it inserts the icon, the label, and placeholder space for me to enter the actual warning itself. Okay, so we have a warning created, and this basically makes up our first subtopic. So we have a topic, title, our first subtopic, and now we're ready to insert our next subtopic, which would be the actual steps in the procedure. So to do that, I'll go back up to my Information Units group, select subtopic, creates a new container for me, type my label, tab over, follow the steps below. Okay, and at this point we're going to insert our actual steps, which in structured authoring reside in a step action table. If we go up to our tables group, we'll see that we have a variety of tables to choose from. We have procedure tables, a couple different flavors of those, process tables, and others to choose from, which we'll get into more detail later. But for right now, we're just entering a simple procedure table. So I'll go ahead and choose procedure, a step action table. And you'll see that the headings, the boundaries, the formatting is all set for me. I can simply focus on entering the content. So step 1, take this action. Tab over. Step 2, take this action next. And it's common within procedure steps to have, if we go back to our notes and alerts, there might be the result of an action that I've taken. And so I might put in something like the XYZ screen will display. Okay, tab over. Often in structured authoring, the reader is presented with a choice where they need to select proper action, or what we often call an if-then scenario. And in that instance, we use what we call an embedded table or an if-then table. So if we go back to our tables, we have an embedded table. We have a couple different flavors, if-then and if-and-then. I'm going to select if-then. If the record came from then. Okay, so we have an if-then situation. If the record came from human resources, then do this. If it came from sales, do this instead. Okay. Okay. At my next step, let's imagine that we might be running out of room, that we're running on to the next page, and we're trying to avoid an awkward break from one page to the next. And that's commonly the case, especially if you begin adding graphics, charts, screen captures, that kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and take a screen grab right now and paste it into this cell. Okay, you can see how we are running out of room. And let's imagine that I want step 4 to begin on the following page. What I would do is I would continue this table onto the next page, and we do that by going back up to our information units group. We go to the continue function, and we have a few different versions of continue. We can continue a topic, a subtopic, or a table. By continuing the table, we choose that because we're in a table and we want to break the table and carry over each of the heading levels above it with the word continued following it so that the reader knows that information came beforehand. Picture's worth 1,000 words, so let's go ahead and create this and then talk about it. So I've run the continue table function, and you'll see a number of things happened. First, it broke the table where our cursor was. It inserted continued on next page. It broke the page. Scroll down, and then as you can see, it carried over onto the next page our headings with the word continued after it, brought over the table header, and so on. So now we're ready to keep going. That means that the reader comes to this page in the manual, and they know that content came beforehand. So as you can see, our first structured topic is coming to life. A couple things to point out. The paragraph markers are very important to helping you understand what's happening on the page in Word, especially for editing purposes and troubleshooting, that kind of thing. But you can easily turn those off simply by clicking this button here. And that does make the document look nicer and gives you a better idea of what the actual reader will see when it's printed or published. The same is true for these subtopic containers. You'll see the blue border, dotted border around the subtopic area. That does not print, and if you need or want that to not display temporarily, simply click inside the subtopic, go to Table Layout, and turn off the grid lines. Right now you can see that's on. And so now it's starting to look like a finished document. But when you're authoring, especially if you're troubleshooting a document or working with someone else's content, we highly recommend turning grid lines on and turning on the paragraph markers. So thanks for watching, and please be sure to check out some of the other tutorials that are available.